Hey guys, Ryan from Husky Moving here, Arlington, Massachusetts, serving the greater Boston area. We are a full service commercial and residential moving company. We do disposal, handyman, light plumbing. We hang artwork, we hang TVs. What else do we do? If it involves a house, we try to get it done. So we do a lot of like random stuff that typical moving companies don't do. What I want to talk to you guys tonight about is getting comfortable saying no to people. Um, when you're running your own business, you deal with a lot of stuff. Some of it's great, some of it is terrible. But one of the things you have to deal with is you get put in these positions where people will either ask you for things that you can't accomplish safely, you don't want to accomplish, you don't want to take on. People, I hate to say this, but people lie. They do it all the time. Um, People will put you in some shitty situations, and you need to be comfortable getting yourself out of those situations, or not even, more importantly oftentimes, is not even getting yourself into those situations in the first place. So we had a couple of things happen recently, and they happen on an almost daily basis, that I have to tell people no, very firmly. And one of the things, as I've gotten older, I've realized the importance of cutting down any bullshit like immediately, like cutting it out, like don't allow it to go at all. The second someone says something and you're like, nope, cut it out, bring it to the table, call them out, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. But when someone says something and you allow it to go, if it's something that's like erroneous or they have a misconception or something, it festers and it gets worse down the line. So you gotta be real comfortable saying no to people, and almost like, I hate to say this, but like almost, I don't want to say taking glee in it, but just being like, no, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. I'm not doing that. Or, no, you're wrong. You're not right. I know you think you're right, but you're not. And sometimes, unfortunately, you have to be a dick about it. And I hate to say that, but sometimes people put you in situations where they don't leave you much choice. Like you're trying to be cool to people, and then not being cool back to you, and they keep like pushing and pushing, and you gotta kind of be like, yo, pump the brakes. Um, so the situation that happened today, and it's not a big deal. He was actually a repeat customer. The first time I worked for him, he was great. I really liked him a lot. Him and his partner were both awesome guys. I had a good time talking to him. Enjoyed it. I mounted a TV for him. Real fun to talk to. We were chatting throughout the entire job. He hit me up to see if I wanted to assemble a cabinet for his work, um, which is great. Very thankful for that. And what wound up happening though was he kept pushing for an estimate of time. And so I have no problem giving him that, but I want, like everything I do, I want to have it based on factual information. I am not, my mind does not work like oh, I'm just going to make up some bullshit number. That's not how I do things. It's never going to be how I do things. It's not who I am. So very logically, I said to him, hey, I've never assembled this before. I've never even seen it before. So what I'd like to do is find the reviews online, and I'm going to average out a whole bunch of different reviews, because like 15 people tell you it takes different time to assemble. If I average all those times out, I can give you a rough estimate, and then add in the travel time from my location to and from you, plus add in some time to get my tools up to your location, pull everything out of my car, find parking, blah, blah, blah. So I can have what I would consider to be a logical estimate. Can you send me a link? So he sends me a link, but the link doesn't have any reviews attached to it. So I told him very clearly, I said, listen, I'm not going to give you an estimate on this. I don't have any information that would even remotely get me to a point where I could do so accurately. And because I can't do so accurately, I'm not going to give you one, because all it's going to do is harm me. It can't do anything to help me. It can only harm me in your eyes, because you're going to get a number in your head and you're going to want that number. And if I don't hit that number for a variety of reasons, 99% of which will be something about you or your company or your parking situation, or the fact that you guys didn't bring the boxes to where you told me they were going to be, blah, blah, blah. It's probably most likely not going to be my inefficiency. It's probably going to be your inefficiency, which is fine. That's why I get paid. But people don't factor that into their decision making. So I told him, I'm not going to give you an estimate. I said very clearly, I said, listen, if you need an estimate on this job, I completely understand. I'm going to encourage you to go find someone else to do this for you who's willing to give you an estimate based on the information we have in front of us. But that's not going to be me. And I explained to him why. Hit the send button. And then he chimed back in one more time and he asked me again for like a time estimate. And I was like, no, hit the send button. And this went back and forth like 5 times. Like literally just kept being like, nope, not doing it. Not doing it. I don't know whether he's going to book or not. It doesn't really matter. If he books, great. If he books, he's going to go into it with the fact that he doesn't have a time commitment for me in his mind. And if he doesn't book, that's okay too, because what's happened in that front is that I don't do the job with him having an unrealistic time frame in mind. Now, I've never assembled this piece before, and I can't find any reviews for how long it takes to assemble this piece. So why would I tell him how long it's going to assemble the piece? I have no idea. He has no idea. None of us seem to have any idea. So why would I throw time out there? I can only hurt myself. So that was one instance. And you just got to be comfortable with just being like, no, I'm not doing it. I know you want it, and that's cool. I'm not doing it. I want a lot of things too. I want to be with a supermodel right now, and yet here I am making YouTube videos. So here we are. This is the reality we're making. Another example of something that happened, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days ago or something. I went to a repeat customer's house. This is probably like the 8th, 9th time I've been there now. 2 times ago, I was there with one of my coworkers at the time who was leaving, and I knew he was leaving, and I told the customer that. She had booked us to do a move in her house. It was an in-house move, and I was very clear with her before we arrived. I said, listen, this is the last time this kid is going to be with me. He's leaving, and after he leaves, I don't have anyone else to help me. So whatever you need done that's going to require 2 people has to get done today. I'm very clear. She understood, blah, blah, blah. Had a whole bunch of things that needed to get moved. We moved all of them. One of the things that was supposed to get moved was a refrigerator. She decided at the end of the move she didn't want to do it that day. And I said to her again, I said, listen, just so you know, this is the last day that he's here with me. So if you need this refrigerator moved, we either move it today and I do it for you, or we don't move it today and you find another company. But those are your 2 options. There is no third option that involves me. She's like, yeah, I know, I get it. I'm going to do it another day. So then the next time I go over this, she's like, when are you going to move my fridge for me? And I'm like, I'm not going to move your fridge for you. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I told you multiple times, I don't have a second guy available right now. We were not going to be able to do that for you. And you said you understood and decided not to do that day. I'm not going to be moving your fridge for you. You have to call another company. And I go upstairs, and then the contractor's up there. And he's like, hey, when are you guys moving that fridge? And I'm like, hey, we're not moving that fridge. I told you, remember? And then I explained to him the same thing I already explained to her, which is I already told you guys it was either that day if you wanted us to do it, or another day you could have another company do it. But those are your 2 options. And of course, the woman tried to convince me otherwise. And did the, oh, but don't you? Can't you? And I was like, no, I can't do any of that. I told you I couldn't do that. Are you going to move the fridge with me? Absolutely not. Okay, so what are we talking about here? I don't have a second guy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, but I'm not really. I wasn't sorry at all. I literally was talking about like I am right now. Very matter-of-factly. And if I'm being honest with you, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, not my problem. I told you what the issue was. You chose not to take advantage of our time. And now you want me to come in on the back end and fix it because this is more convenient for you, even though I told you we weren't going to be able to do it. I don't know what to tell you. So things like this happen all the time where people they make decisions based on whatever's easiest for them in the moment, and then they expect people in the trades to come in and fix their problems regardless of what the people in the trades have told them they can or can't do. So on an almost daily basis, I will arrive to jobs and people will not have done what they swore up and down they were going to do. It happened to me yesterday, literally. I was told yesterday morning at 7:15 I was going to be meeting with a handful of guys at a house. And when I arrived to the house, nobody was there. And when I texted my contact person, they had no answers for me. They're like, oh, yeah, miscommunication. I don't know what to tell you. And I was like, you're the one who set all this up. Like, I don't know. It's your miscommunication, not my miscommunication. I'm here, ready to work. So that happens on an almost daily basis, but you have to get comfortable with being like yesterday, for example, I told them in that circumstance, I told them very clearly, I said, listen, I scheduled the next 2 days of my life based on what you told me you were going to provide today. I'm here and you're not providing what you told me you were going to provide. So I want you to know if all of this stuff doesn't get done, It's not on me. It's on you because you're messing up my schedule. We, the two of us, had an agreement together about what was going to get done, and you said what you were going to do, and I said what I was going to do, and I'm doing my part of it, and you're not doing your part of it. So I don't want to hear any crap on the back end about how what you needed to get done didn't get done, because this is not my issue. It's your issue. And the larger point of this whole thing, guys, is what I'm trying to express to you is you have to get comfortable with telling people. You basically have to be comfortable with being kind of a dick to people sometimes when they deserve it. If they've done things where they haven't followed through on their word, or they're asking you to do things that are inappropriate or not possible, or they're putting you under timelines that are unrealistic, or they're asking for you to work underneath your posted rate, whatever the case may be, you got to get comfortable with telling people no. And not only get comfortable with it, but at some point you're probably going to wind up taking some enjoyment out of it, because as you get older and you stop trying to please everyone, you start to realize that no matter what you do, some people are going to hate you anyway. And so you just kind of be like, I don't really give a fuck whether you like me or not. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be me and you're going to be you. You can choose to dislike me if you want. That's okay. But a lot of times, like in these situations, we'll be the one following our word and the other people won't be the one following their word. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're the one fucking this up, not me. This is not my issue. You're the one not doing what you said you were going to do. Get comfortable doing that. It's okay. You can look someone in the face and tell them no to their face, or tell them something they don't want to hear to their face, and just shut your mouth. Say it, look them in the eye, shut your mouth. And then almost always what will happen will be, when you do that, the person, they know they're in the wrong. They always know they're in the wrong. They're going to try to pretend like they don't know they're in the wrong, but they know that they're in the wrong. And they're going to hem and haw, and then they're eventually going to be like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. I know you said that. I know you said you wouldn't be able to move the fridge. I'll find someone else. I get it. You got to establish boundaries with people pretty quickly, guys, unfortunately. I always thought when I was a kid that, like, as I got older, adults would just, like, act like adults because they're adults, and everyone would have an easy time dealing with each other because we're all adults and we just do what we should do. It's just not the case. It's not how things work. People are selfish. They do whatever's easiest for them in the moment. It is what it is. And that's why people in the trades charge a lot of money for their services, because we have to put up with a lot of bullshit. I would encourage you not to put up with a lot of bullshit. You don't get paid that much money to be putting up with some people's bullshit. And so if you feel like people are being disrespectful or asking of things of you that are not appropriate, say no. Look them in the eye. Say no and enjoy it. Enjoy telling someone that they're wrong. Some people, you have to say, hey, go fuck yourself. Like, you don't actually say the term, go fuck yourself, but you basically say, go fuck yourself. And it's shitty that you have to do that, but some people put you in that position, and you just have to be like, I didn't do this. You did this to yourself. So here we are. Anyway, guys, if you took any value from this video, hit like and subscribe to the videos. This one was a little bit of a negative video, and I understand that, but it's unfortunately, on the scale of things you're going to need in this industry and in the trade industry, it might be near the top of the most important. Just getting comfortable with not being liked and telling people no and things that they don't want to hear. So anyway, if you found value in this, hit the like button, subscribe to the videos. If you need to get a hold of me, contact information is in the back end of the video, email address, website. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it.